What is about to be shared, is a sacred knowledge passed down since ancient times. The degree of said knowledge is immensely deep and vast, yet it is not widely talked about as common knowledge or education, largely due to the limits of perception mankind currently possesses. On an overview perspective, this sacred knowledge covers over the cycle of life and death, land, and weather on Earth, interactions between humanity, to even the price of Bitcoin. And the list goes on. This sacred knowledge is astrology. Huh? What a waste of time. Wait a minute, he said, Bitcoin. I'm going to dangle you for a little bit. The core of astrology revolves around the cycles of the sun and the moon, as well as cycles of several other celestial bodies observable to the naked eye, with the 12 zodiac signs in the background. No, not the typical birth month horoscope that we are commonly known to. Astrology can go deeper, into various sectors like finance, career, romantic love. Okay, fine, it is horoscope, however there is much more to it. Levels deeper, coverage of applications, far wider, than most could possibly imagine. One of the application is wind reading. An instance where wind reading was prominently used, during the Three Kingdoms period, in the Battle of the Red Cliff, by a military strategist Zhuge Liang. The Battle of the Red Cliff in 23 seconds, the alliance were facing headwinds, disrupting their fire-based attack strategy at its core, and yet Zhuge Liang, with the knowledge of astrology and astronomy, estimated the wind would soon change direction, pretended to mystically summon the wind to their favor. 3 days later, the wind's direction indeed changed, fanning the flames, turning the tide of the naval battle.
Naval unit lost.
In Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Know thy enemy, know thyself, 100 battles, no problem. It basically means, if you know yourself, and if you know the person you are dealing with, you need not fear the outcome of 100 battles. So, how do we know thyself? Through astrology. Over the course of time and place, variants of astrology have been developed. But we will be touching particularly on Jyotisha, or Vedic astrology. The word Vedic, in Sanskrit translates into knowledge. Like how a circle is 360 degrees, the sky around us viewed from Earth, is divided into 12 zodiac signs, so each sign covers 30 degrees. This is a base of the Northern Indian horoscope chart. Plotting the sky onto the chart with 12 sections, the first house starts from the middle square diamond, and continues anti-clockwise till the 12th house. Each house represents different aspects of our life. Our self, wealth, education, home and family, friends, creativity, profession, so on. The first house of self, the rising sign, or the ascendant, is decided the moment you were born, based on the rising sign in the direction towards the east. The first house represents your self, your personality, your body. If at the moment Aries was rising from the east, it means your ascendant is Aries. Aries signifies a natural leader, bold and action-oriented, strong bones. For a Cancer ascendant, emotions and feelings are a huge part of your core. Translation, you have frequent mood swings. Also physically short and round. If Aquarius, humanitarian qualities is a part of your soul. Also, tall and thin. Sequence of the zodiac signs will follow in the anti-clockwise direction. The signs' significance, elements, and traits, will each apply to the houses they are in. At the moment when you were born, throw in a transiting planet, in the first house, and you gain passive stats, based on the celestial body's elements and traits. Venus, for example, the planet of sensuality, grants 100% beauty. Mars, the planet of war, grants 100% athleticness, however the body may be prone to injuries and scars. Jupiter, the most benefic, the planet of wisdom, grants 100% INT. Furthermore, Jupiter, being an expansive planet, could further expand either your physical body, or your positive qualities. These are just some of the superficial aspects of the planet effects. The ascendant signifies only a part of your soul. The position of the sun and the moon also contributes largely to the character that is you. In astrology, moving celestial bodies are categorized as planets. So we will label the sun and the moon as planets henceforth. The sun is the planet of the soul. The sun, being in the 5th house, in the sign of Gemini, represents your soul ability to communicate authoritatively or creatively, particularly towards children. The moon is the planet of the mind. The moon, being in the 7th house, in the sign of Leo, can mean your spouse may be towards emotions, and of royal or playful flair. The ascendant, signs of the sun and the moon, makes up a large portion of who you are. Applying various transiting celestial bodies onto different houses, will make up you. They affect fields, such as, how well you would fare in education, how harmonious your connections with your family are, how far would you go in your profession, your circle of friends, so on. Making you, your soul, your desires, your priorities, and your behavior. We are all a part of something greater than us. Like how our body is made up by over a trillion of cells, the 12 zodiac signs are also constellations of stars. And of the 12 signs in 360 degrees, they can be differently grouped into the 27 nakshatras, 36 drakanas, 108 navamsas, 144 dwadasamsas, and 360 trimsamsas. The 27 nakshatras, or lunar mansions, can pry deeper, in detail, into the core of the soul. And one of the 27 nakshatras is even noted to give a passive 2x EXP buff. But we will skip them for now, because speaking about lunar, we come back to the dangling Bitcoin. There is an indicator on TradingView called moon phases. When generally, I repeat, generally, during a new moon phase, people tend to sell. And during a full moon phase, people tend to buy. Just like how the moon's position and phases affects the tides on Earth, it also seems to affect the price movement of Bitcoin, and seemly markets in general. Note: this does not serve as a financial advice, nor am I a financial consultant, so please do not look for me should using the indicator results in a loss of your financial wealth. While of course, should you make a profit, there could be some separate discussions regarding some good commissions. Since the rise of technological innovations in the 1900s, with the backing of solid findings under the umbrella of science, astrology has fallen short in that aspect. Over the years, astrology seems to have become more like a religion, since these energies from the celestial bodies cannot be perceived using our 5 senses, or by the current technology available. But just like how, in the perspective of the 2-dimension, is unaware of the existence of the 3-dimension, it suggests that there is still much more yet to be discovered. Think of the possibilities that could be achieved. A new kind of resume, for instance. You would already know what the opposite person's soul is generally like. A great level of understanding is already achieved prior to an interview by knowing oneself and knowing another. A level of mutual understanding between the two could be achieved. Also, no more bullies in school, because we would understand one another. It also gives a greater sense of purpose in the path you choose to walk. Now, scale it up, and humanity will attain innovation. The possibilities are endless. For years, I had been chasing money, until recently, I chanced upon a video of market predictions using astrology. A young man from India, named Abhigya Anand, shares his learnings of Vedic astrology. Abhigya is a young prodigy, and he reminds me of the Chinese novel, Journey to the West. Abhigya shared that he learnt Vedic astrology through books such as the Brihat Jyotika and the Brihat Samhita. They are basically guidebooks that dates back to ancient times, that contain descriptions of the planets, signs, stars, yogas, the mathematics, along with various other topics, and a serious bunch of algorithms. By the way, remember, the wind? There is also a section dedicated to Jyotishaka, or a true astrologer. It means one well versed with Samhita, astronomy, and horoscopy. Perhaps as I learn more about astrology, I can be a true astrologer someday.
但係呢種人係萬中無一嘅。
開！好明顯，我就係呢種人。
睇嚟佢唔係。
Okay, perhaps not. However, I invite you to join me on my journey as I continue to learn astrology and share them as I learn, spreading the existence and awareness of Vedic astrology until the day we meet a great Jyotishaka that will lead us mankind to innovation. The books also mentions Jupiter as the lord of Pisces, a benefic planet of knowledge and health, presiding over silver, and in some periods, gold as well. By the middle of April 2022, Jupiter is poised to return to his home ground Pisces, where it can finally feel comfortable. Ain't no place like home. And just like how RPG games have patch updates and events, the transiting planets in the sky are a part of our updates and events to our lives on Earth. Knowing when and where to grind for EXP is one of the strategic ways when playing a game. So based on the books, during this period, gold and silver is likely to shine brighter than before. This again does not serve as a financial advice, but here is a floating quote. Millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. JP Morgan. Probably. Remember, we are all a part of something greater than us. Through technological innovations, we are able to perceive majestic celestial bodies billions of miles away, that in comparison of their sizes to our Earth and Sun, we are mere specks of dust in the universe. So, let's start small.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Let's take a small step to first understand ourselves through Vedic astrology. You do not have to believe in astrology, but with a pinch of salt, check out your chart results, see if it helps you understand yourself better. Then, your loved ones, perhaps your friends, and so on. I will leave a link to one of the chart calculators that I use. Your birth details will be required to calculate a chart, but you can leave an anonymous name, should it matter. Understanding your strengths can allow you to excel further with purpose and confidence. Likewise for natural weaknesses, it shows you areas that will require more energy for improvement. If you are already aware of Vedic astrology, and know of a better Vedic chart calculator, please do share in the comments below, as I will be interested to read more about it. I hope this video offers a different perspective on how you can understand yourself further. I am of Aquarius Ascendant, please do share your ascendant in the comments below. My channel name is The Sun and the Sky, and I aim to be the bridge between humanity to innovation. Relax on the travelator as we journey together, the bridge should be stable, I think. Thank you for watching till the end, and I will see you again.